Streaming from the 22 News Broadcast Center. This is 22 News at 4 p.m. Digital Edition.
Hey, good Wednesday afternoon, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. I'm Nick Oresco. Hey, let's go to camera 5, shall we, as we bring in meteorologist Brian Lapis. Brian, it feels a lot like spring out there today.
Certainly does. There's that March moisture in the air. Oh, I'm loving your St. Patrick's tie.
I feel like it's about time. It's March, right? We're about 2 weeks away from St. Patrick's Day. Think about breaking out the green ties.
It's outstanding.
Thank you.
We're talking about it, so it's something.
Right.
We do have some rain on the way that's going to complicate potentially the tail end of the evening commute. We've got one problem to show you on the traffic map. You can see here, excuse me, east of Palmer, but on I-90 westbound, there's a slowdown here. So just keep that in mind. Area between Warren and Palmer, maybe a little piece of Brimfield in there as well. Otherwise, traffic is good on the Pike, and I-91 north and southbound also are looking good as well. So let's take a look at temperatures. As Nick was mentioning, we're in the low to mid 50s just about everywhere. 55 Springfield, 53 Northampton. Greenfield, you're a little cool at 48. Even in the Berkshires, we're in the 50s. Let's take a look at the breeze. Noticeable breeze out of the south, 18 mile per hour sustained wind. Springfield, 8 miles per hour in orange. And here's the rain. Clouds and radar. 1242 here to 342, and you can see that the wall of water, as it were, is still over the Hudson River Valley and moving slowly to the east. So I'm guardedly optimistic that most of the evening commute will be done by the time this rain moves into the valley. We'll track that timing with our 22 News Storm Team forecast.
Well, today is day 2 of the 24th annual 94.7 WMAS radiothon. The fundraiser supports vital pediatric care in Western Massachusetts. It continues until 6 p.m. today at the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield. The live broadcast features inspiring stories highlighting the life-changing care provided by Bay State Children's Hospital. For more information on how you can donate, you can visit wwlp.com. And today is Ash Wednesday, and many Christians are celebrating the first day of Lent with ashes being placed on their foreheads in the shape of a cross. While some will go to church services to receive their ashes, others are taking advantage of a different option. St. Andrew's Episcopal Church in Long Meadow offered ashes to go, so those during their morning rush could still get their ashes. The tradition of ashes to go began several years ago in recognition of the stresses of everyday life. All are welcome to take part in this ritual of repentance, grace, and forgiveness. Karen Reed was back in court today with 2 hearings in separate courthouses. Reed is appealing a recent decision by the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court to have 2 of the 3 charges thrown out on grounds of double jeopardy in federal court in South Boston. She then traveled to Norfolk Superior Court for her second hearing, where her attorneys argued Reed's motion to dismiss and 2 other items. Reed is accused of hitting and killing her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, by hitting him with her SUV in 2022. Her second trial is scheduled to begin on April 1st. The federal agency that makes U.S. government real estate assets is considering selling off hundreds of federal buildings, including one here in Western Massachusetts. 9 buildings in the state were listed in the General Services Administration's listing of 440, quote, non-core assets. The Silvio O. Conti Federal Building in Pittsfield is on that list. The Center Street building houses offices of the Social Security Administration and the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The remaining 8 Massachusetts buildings are located in the central and eastern parts of the state. Back now with meteorologist Brian Lapis. Have some rain knocking on our doorstep. Flooding potential. Is that likely?
Yeah, we have to keep an eye on that. I'm not expecting much in terms of rivers, but there could be some minor street and stream flooding as we head into the evening hours. Again, the good news here is that most of this rain is going to arrive as the evening commute is winding down. So here you see it on the clouds and radar, and now we look into the future with our 22 News Storm Team Skycast. 5 o'clock here this afternoon. Rain still mainly over the Berkshires and to the west, and slowly but surely it works its way in here. You can see here at 7 o'clock it's raining, but the core of the rain is still off to our west. So between 7 and 9 p.m. I expect the heaviest rain to arrive here, so be ready for it. And again, there is the chance for some minor street and stream flooding mid-evening here tonight. And then after midnight, this rain tapers off to just some scattered showers, and that's what we're looking at here for tomorrow. Still a mild day, mostly cloudy, chance for a few scattered showers here tomorrow. But yeah, there could be a little bit of clearing as well. Not counting on much in the way of blue sky here tomorrow. Breeze will pick up especially late afternoon, and the cool air arrives here as the sun is setting. We'll show you on 22 News at 5.
LeBron James continues to make history by becoming the first player in NBA history to score 50,000 combined points in a regular season and postseason. LeBron has become the definition of basketball longevity, with the 40-year-old superstar putting up numbers the NBA has never seen before. LeBron is also tied with Vince Carter for the most seasons played in the NBA, with 22 years in the league. He also sits just 63 games behind Robert Parrish for the most regular season games played. The government is reminding Americans that the deadline to get a real ID is just over 2 months away. Every citizen that is 18 years and older will need a real ID by May 7th. That includes an active driver's license or ID. You will not be able to fly domestically unless you have a passport. To get a real ID, you will need to schedule an appointment with an RMV service center and provide your full legal name, date of birth, social security number, and your residency. Tonight on 22 News, starting at 5 o'clock, the Springfield Thunderbirds are gearing up for their annual Pink in the Rink game this weekend. How this is contributing toward a good cause. And Springfield Technical Community College invited the public out to celebrate International Women's Day today. We'll have a recap of this year's theme. Plus, this week is National Consumer Protection Week. Tonight, we have you covered with ways to protect yourself while online shopping. Brian?
Nick, I did some journalism, and I found out what the situation is here between Warren and Palmer on the Mass Pike westbound. There's a crash that has closed one lane, so keep that in mind. If you're waiting on somebody coming from the east on the Pike westbound, maybe a little bit of a wait. All right, so otherwise, Pike is looking pretty good into the Berkshires, and I-91 from Whately to Springfield also looking good. 291, 391 moving normally. Some rain will slow you down tonight. We'll track it on 22 News at 5.
Brian Lapis, always hard at work and always working for you. You can see Brian Lapis and all his hard work on 22 News starting at 5 o'clock. Latest news and updates anytime at wwlp.com and the free 22 News app.